Hello everyone, this is the tutorial for Creatures in Heaven. My name's Billy from Piano and Pies. Let's get stuck straight in. Now there is a guitar riff at the start of the song. I'm going to talk through that first and then the chords for the full song. But just before that, to play this the easiest, we're going to need a capo on fret 2. So there is a link to one in the description, so feel free to check that out. So we're in standard tuning and the guitar riff, which you can see on the screen, starts like this. Which is going back and forth between the B and E string, one on the B and an open E string. 1, 2, 3, 4 times there. We then have open G string and an open E string. Then on a 2 on the G string with an open E string. Then in the last bar we continue that 2 more times. 1, 2, 3, and then on the third beat, fret 3 on the B string, and then 1, 0 on the open E string. So slowly all of that sounds like this. Okay, so we're now at the part of the video where I'm going to talk about the chords that we play. So there are just a few chords, so we'll go over the chords first, then the structure and the strumming afterwards. So C major is the first chord we need, 3 on the A string, 2 on the D string, open G string, 1 on the B and an open E. That's our first chord. The second chord that we need is an E minor chord. Open E string, 2, 2 on the A and D strings, and 0 on the remaining strings. The next chord we need is an F major chord, which is 3 on the D, 2 on the G, 1, 1 on the B and E strings, and the final chord for now is the G major chord. And that is 3 on the E, 2 on the A, 0, 0, 0, and a 3 on the high E string. Now, after you've played that introduction, or during the introduction in fact, you can play those chords, as well as the verse. So this is the intro and the verse chords, so if you're not interested in playing the guitar riff, this is what fits over the top of it. And we've got the C major chord, E minor, F major again, and G. And for every chord, as there's no real kind of proper guitar parts in it, the strumming pattern that I think works well is this. Down, 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 up, down, 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 up, for most of the chords, which would be 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and a. So I'll just play through those chords one more time, a bit slower, then we'll talk about the next few parts of the song. Now just before we talk about the next part of the song, which does mix things up a little bit more with some new chords, if you would like the chord chart for this, as well as the chords and the lyrics matching up, head on over to Patreon. There is a link to that in the description, and it just saves you from writing everything out, potentially making a mistake, and or trying to memorize it and, you know, forgetting a few parts. You got it roll out all professionally just for a few dollars, and you can check it out there. So links in the description for that. However, let's go on to the next part of the song, which is the pre-chorus. We have F major to G major, going to E minor, before we have a bar of A minor and G. And the A minor is a chord we haven't looked at yet. Open A string, 2, 2 on the D and G, 1 on the B and an open E string. And then it goes to that G chord afterwards, which we have seen before. It then has a slight difference on the next part of the pre-chorus. F major, G major, A minor, then a full bar of C major. We then get to the chorus, which changes things up yet again. So there's a lot of different chord parts to this, a lot of chord progressions. So do consider getting the chord chart over on Patreon if you want it all out professionally. So the chorus, we have F major, C major, A minor, and G. And if you play through that twice, you will get the full chorus. At that point we get to the second verse, which does mix things up a little bit more. There's a new chord. So the second verse starts off with C major, A minor. We then have D minor, which is an open D string, 2 on the G, 3 on the B, and 1 on the high E string, before going to E minor. It then goes to C major, E minor, F. We then stay on the F chord with a quick change to G. We then get a pre-chorus. Thankfully, this pre-chorus is exactly the same as the pre-chorus we had earlier, as well as the chorus afterwards. We then get to a bridge section, which is different yet again. There's a new chord, slightly variant on what we've already had though. So the bridge section starts with C major, A minor. We then get E major. So if you think of E minor and put this finger on fret 1 of the G string, you get E major before the last chord of the bridge, F major. Yes, a lot of different chords going on here. You'll play all those chords twice to get through the bridge. We then have a bit more repetition. We have a chorus, which is the same as before, and then an outro, which is the same chords that we play for the introduction. So just loop around that another 2 times to end the song. And that will get you to the very last part of the song. So if you found that useful, please like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. I'd also like to say thanks to the people on the screen. Those are my active patrons. The moment this video goes live, they will not only get the tab for the introduction, but the chord chart and the chords and the lyrics matched up. So please consider getting those if you're interested in it. So thanks to them for supporting me, and thanks to you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.